everybody, welcome back to Sarah's Table. Today we are going to be playing a game that I bought purely for the name and the cover. I just couldn't help myself. It's called Wickedness. It's by Veselak. Look at how pretty it is. It's all embossed and gorgeous, and it comes in 3 little books, and they're different colors, and they all have beautiful illustrations. And it is published by Possum Games, which we love here on Sarah's Table. And as I was digging into it, I was like, this is absolutely the correct purchase for me as a human. Because it deals with tarot and witches and magic. And I found it at Gen Con, and it felt like it was just calling to me from the booth. I was like, I have to own this. And so I have been searching for people to come on to the show and play it with me. And I have stolen 2 of my friends today to come on to the show and play it with me. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I didn't even tell them what game we were playing. I just said, you have to be here today at this time. And they so graciously showed up because I don't know, maybe I was doing a little bit of witchcraft. It was just like, just show up. It's fine. I probably should tell you who I am in case you don't know. Hi. I'm Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to be your host for tonight and the guide for the game and your favorite person and the person who reminds you that you should probably have a glass of water because you are dehydrated. So I'll wait. Go ahead. Let's talk about who I have bamboozled to being at my table.
Bamboozled.
I'm going to scoot over to Bryan. Bryan, tell us about yourself.
My name is Bryan C.P. Steele. I am a game designer, writer, author, painter, sculptor. If it's game related, I consider myself just a professional nerd. And that's what I do. I more or less freelance at this point for anybody who is willing to extend their world and let me play in it.
And recently, what was your most recent project?
Actually, roughly at the same time that this is happening, is I think that the Transformers role-playing game is shipping out like now.
Oh, cool.
That was, so the Essence 20 system through Renegade Games is one of my babies. We did Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, and Transformers now is the one that's headed to a game store near you. In fact, right before we started recording this, I got the email that said our first run sold out.
Oh, that's so exciting. Congratulations.
So I'm pretty happy about that.
Is My Little Pony not also Essence system?
It is. It's just not released yet. MLP is...
Get on that because I need that.
You need that.
I need it.
And the best part of the Essence 20 system is we can all play together. So
we could have a My Little Pony and a Transformer and a G.I. Joe.
And a Power Ranger could be everybody could be heading to Equestria to find why friendship is magic, in fact.
Listen, I'm gonna need that epic crossover event here on Sarah's Table. So
I'm hoping
work that out.
Mac, you did an epic game event for me a few years ago at a Gen Con. Next year's Gen Con, I'm trying to get a bunch of people together to do a make what you want Essence 20 table and then stream it. And I don't even want to know what people are bringing. I'm just going to try and write something that has enough open space that I can have all the madness happen.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, mark me down. I'll definitely be there.
No, absolutely.
It's on the internet now. You can't go back on your word.
I can't hide it. The internet is forever.
It's forever. All right, good. I'm glad we had that talk.
Yeah.
Bryce, who are you?
Hello, I'm Bryce the Bamboozled Bebop, and I'm here because I got bamboozled.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I never thought of myself as a professional nerd, but here I am being a professional nerd.
Professional nerd.
I work with Zombie Orpheus Entertainment a lot, and I make shows for them and do things. And most recently, I was on the 3rd season of Actoroki on Gen Con TV here.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Yes, which is how I met you.
Yeah, it was the funnest.
But what's weird is that I was not in that season.
I know.
At all. So I met you because I had to watch it. And so really what we're saying is I'm a creeper.
You know, any views are good views?
Any views are good views. You heard it here first, folks.
Watching from the corner, watching anywhere, it's great.
Binoculars. Delightful. My friends, we're going to be building our world. We are going to be building our coven, and we are going to be deciding how magic works in the sphere that we have created. Our first question is, what sort of setting do we want? We have this book called The Play Pages. I never know if it's in frame or not because of how my editor moves things around. So I'm just going to keep going like this.
It's solidly in the middle.
Definitely in there somewhere. And it was written with just like a high fantasy sort of traditional. This is what you think of when you think of fantasy and magic. Okay. But there's also 2 alternate settings, and we can choose any of these 3 settings. For your high fantasy, there's cyberpunk, or there is urban fantasy.
Ooh.
How do we feel collectively? Which one of those is calling to you?
How do they define the difference between cyberpunk and urban fantasy?
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
That's a fun line to hopscotch between.
Yeah. So looks like cyberpunk has off-brand lightsabers, for example. Neon blades, reprogrammed mechs, drones.
Okay.
Genetically enhanced augmentations to your body, should you want that. And it's looking like urban fantasy is okay. Urban fantasy, with a quick glance, feels to me like Dresden Files E.
I was gonna say it sounds like supernatural.
Yeah. So it is modern day, and you have all the trappings of modern day society, but there's just also people who can do magic.
Okay. Do we have a preference between us?
I don't. I like all the things.
Oh no. Should we can roll a d6 if we'd like, and have 1 and 2 be classic, 3 and 4 be cyberpunk, and 5 and 6 be urban fantasy.
That sounds good.
Yeah, if nobody has any strong feelings.
Decide. Ba, ba, ba. It's a musical episode. Okay, rolling now. I rolled a 1. We're going OG.
All right.
Fantasy.
All right. Great. This is also a situation where we can let the cards, it uses tarot cards. So I have a deck of tarot cards that has been divided into particular things. We are going to be getting pieces of these to help us define our characters. We can let the fates decide, and we can dole them out. If the thing you get, you're like, oh man, no thanks. We can trade around.
Okay.
That's fine. The first thing I am going to do is to deal you a couple of cards, and then we will discover what they mean.
Okay.
Okay, so Bryce, you have the High Priestess.
Yes.
Bryan, you have the Fool. So I promise. Look, it's right here. Also, my tarot cards are cats, and they're so
Little
cute.
cats.
They're so cute. Yeah. Oh, I should show you your High Priestess. She's dope.
Yeah.
He is also a kitty. Are they all cats?
Yeah, my whole deck is cats.
You got one of them there tarot decks.
Yeah, I got it on Etsy from just a lovely artist, and all of her stuff is cat based, and I was like, must have.
Fantastic.
And I have the Magician.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. The next section, we're gonna start with Bryan this time. You have the Moon.
Okay. Also a very pretty card.
They're all so pretty. And I have the Sun.
Sleepy cat.
Sleepy cat.
So
and then we're
cute.
gonna Bryce, you have the Star.
Oh.
You spilled milk everywhere.
Oh.
I don't
Cats. They don't do that in real life.
know. No, of course not. Why would they?
Mm-mm.
All right. The next section is, let's see, I'm going to start with me this time. I have the Wheel.
All right.
I can't wait to see what all of these mean.
Same. It's like, ooh, cards.
Cards. Bryce, you have the Hanged Man.
Oh no.
Could be good.
I really wanted that to be the hang in there kitty.
The Hang in there kitty. It would be real good. And Bryan, you have Strength.
Ooh, it's a lion.
It's a lion.
It's a lion kitty.
It's a kitty who thinks they're a lion. Okay. I'm supposed to make you each a deck that we don't look at. So I have 3 sets of cards here, and I'm going to deal 1 for each of us and put them in stacks, and we will look at them when it is time.
Okay.
This is called your Inevitable Fate deck.
Oh, okay then.
That seems like it could be a problem.
I mean, it seems inevitable.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Oh,
Can't
man.
avoid it.
Can't avoid it. What's interesting about it too is that these decks that I am dealing from, even though there are only 3 of us, have more than 3 cards. And we are supposed to put the other ones back into the box without looking at them.
Okay.
So that we don't have any idea what's happening.
Now, the deck that you drew all this stuff from, were they like doctored specifically? Like it's like take out all of the 9s of swords, or all of the other things. It's very particular symbols.
Yeah, so you use just a regular, like a standard tarot deck card. And when you are prepping for the game, one of the things that you do is you separate out all of the minor arcana, and that's your 1 through 10s of everything, your pages, your knights, your kings, and your queens. And those get shuffled together, which is this big boy right here.
Oh.
And when we are playing, anytime things are in other role-playing games where you would roll a die, when things are like in question, you draw a card.
Okay.
Instead. Okay. And one of the 3 books that came in this bundle, which is the largest of the books, is an interpretation guide. So they have taken each of these and they have assigned things to them. And then when you get it, then you decide as a group what that interpretation means for the outcome of that decision.
Oh, okay.
So that's a big one. But then I also made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little tiny mini decks out of the rest of the major arcana.
Okay.
And that is what we just pass out to everybody.
Cool.
So the first part of this game is called Truths. And this is where we are creating our coven mates. So we can decide now. You do not have to be, we don't have to use the term witch. We can use warlock. We can use magician. We can use magic practitioner. We can all choose separately. This is all gender neutral. So like, don't feel like you have to be like, well, I am the witch from like classic Shakespeare, Macbeth stuff. Like this is not what term do you all feel comfortable with?
I'm fine with witch.
Like witch?
Yeah, witch is fine.
Which is great.
I'll let others label me. They can call me witch if they want.
Interesting. I like that. Okay. Just have like tiny stacks of cards everywhere. So I'm just scooting things around just for a moment so that things are not in the way. Don't. Oh, I didn't know that I was going to need so many extra places. Okay, so who has my fool? You are
this guy.
Yeah, this guy right here. You are the pure heart.
Oh.
I have the magician, so I am the wild spirit.
Ooh.
And Bryce, as our high priestess, you have the old soul.
Fair enough.
Again, doesn't necessarily mean that like pure heart is younger than everyone else and old soul is older, but could be. Sort of little guidelines.
Okay.
Who was dealt the sun? Was that me? It was me. I am driven by reason and practicality. Which seems weird for the wild spirit, but I will take it. And who was dealt the moon?
That would be me.
You are driven primarily by emotion and mystery.
Ooh.
And Bryce, as the star, you are primarily driven by faith and connections.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Agree. Yeah.
Oh,
this dog is very...
He is also driven by faith and connections.
He was like, I did not like that card.
Wrong. You're wrong. Okay. So many books to go through. I'm so excited. Okay, back here. Pure heart. While the dog is enjoying himself in the background. Herself? I don't remember which one.
What?
I was referring to the dog and realized that I did not know if your dog was a girl or a boy.
I have a girl and a boy dog, which is why the fighting.
I see.
You have a conflict, is what you have.
Conflict.
Yup.
So the first thing that we all need to decide is what our names are.
Okay.
Which is generally a thing that you do at the end. So like if we need to wait, if you would like to wait on that, we can come back to it.
I missed what the hangman meant.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, then never mind. I didn't miss anything.
You did not, I promise. There are examples in the book of what you can be called, but then there's also like descriptors. So for example, the pure heart, they threw out some names like Alex or Charlie or Rose or Violet. But then they also gave examples of the tranquil, a young name, a fading name, a flower name, a bittersweet name.
I am Snapdragon.
Snapdragon.
Okay.
I like that. Snapdragon, what are your pronouns?
I am a he, him, but I will also answer to that there over there.
Sure. You are letting yourself be defined a lot by how other people see you.
What they think doesn't matter.
What they think doesn't matter. Love that. Old Soul, not surprisingly, the names that they suggest are very old-fashioned names, like Agatha. Agatha Chandler, Minerva, Shirley, Henrietta Hawthorne, Maggie, or a quiet name, a worn-out name, a jewel name, or a grim name.
Ooh. Let's go with Jasper.
Jasper. I like
name.
that. And Jasper, what are your pronouns?
Jasper is he, him, but also if somebody is intending to get his attention or their attention, he'll turn. He's there to answer for anything.
We're a very accepting group.
We are. We're just here to help.
We're just here. Well, maybe.
No. Oh, no.
Ooh.
Whoa. And then as wild spirit, the examples are Eris, Lilith, Morgan, Scarlet, Wolf, Circe, Judith, a powerful name, a reckless name, a stolen name.
Ooh.
I think that her name is... I actually really like Scarlet. So let's go with Scarlet.
Okay.
Stole it from the book.
Ah.
Thematic. And Scarlet is she, her. So everybody's next sections are a little different.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to my Old Soul. The predictions I trust most. My brain is broken. The predictions I trust most come from. You can choose one or two of these. You can make up your own. Here's what is the suggestions: a clouded crystal, a brass pendulum, my ensorcelled birds, an expensive brand of tea leaf, fingerbone runestones, star charts, dreams.
Okay, so Jasper, what are we doing here? Tea. I do like the tea leaves just because, hanging out, having a cup of tea with somebody, chatting with them.
Mm-hmm. Could also be, you said coffee. You could read coffee grounds as well.
Yeah, let's do some coffee grounds.
Okay.
Any sort of hot drink grounds.
Oh, excellent.
And let's go with handwriting.
Oh, I like that too. That's cool. Oh,
here, sign my thank you card for this coffee, and we can talk about what's going on.
I can just look at what's happening.
Yeah, dissect their loops and crosses.
Yeah. That's fascinating. I mean, like the people who study handwriting and are able to tell personality traits.
Yeah.
It's wild to me.
I always wonder what mine meant. I'd write like a 12-year-old.
Does it perhaps mean that at your core, you are still a 12-year-old?
Let's move on.
Okay. So sorry.
No worries.
Pure heart. What is your most important tool? A wand of holly, soft white gloves, my animal familiar, enchanted dough, an herb garden, a hand mirror, a song of home.
I am utterly enthralled with the concept of enchanted dough.
Yeah, that's dope.
What kind of dough are we talking about?
Like pie dough, bread dough?
Yeah,
excellent. That's what I hoped.
Like bread, like baking.
That's fantastic.
Love that.
This. I was hoping for a kitchen witch, so
we found her. him, them, and all of them.
Awesome.
Is there a second one, or are you strictly a dough witch?
It mentioned. Did it mention herbs?
Yep. Herb garden.
I would assume they would go hand in hand.
Great. Yeah. Cool. You got to have herbs to put in your stuff.
Making a lot of something pot pies.
I love a pot pie.
I love a pot pie.
Now I really want a pot pie.
Dang.
Dang it. All right. I'm going to go get a pot pie soon. I'm going to do it. Mine is when danger calls, I wield a club of red oak, a flaming sword, a gigantic labrys, more enchanted knives than I can count, which I didn't realize I was going to be playing a rogue here, but the card said I get to play a rogue, and that's very exciting. A stare that kills my bonded beast or claws of my own. I can't pass up more enchanted knives than I can count.
That's awesome.
But I also think she's got a bonded beast. But I think it's maybe not like real big beastie. I think it's a cat. I think it's like I'm gonna lean into the cliche of the witch. She's gonna have a cat. But like cats are basically just witches with knives for feet. So
they have paint fingers.
They really do. Thank you, Taika Waititi, for the description of cats being witches with knives for feet.
I love that.
It was from Our Flag Means Death. Have you two watched Our Flag Means Death?
I have not.
Oh,
I haven't either.
We're gonna pause. You guys go watch the whole series and then we'll start back up again.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Yeah, it's just so wonderful. It's pirates, but Taika, as always, as he does, he leaned into them being disaster bisexuals, and it's my favorite thing.
So is it more what you do in Shadows, or is it more Thor Ragnarok-y?
It's more what we do in the shadows.
Good.
Okay.
Also, like just some really beautiful acting moments that he sprinkled in amongst all of the ridiculousness. Like it was like, ha, surprise! I can make you feel something too. Which I believe is what he's good at. So
awesome.
Hey, Pure Heart, you have a medicine. You have medicine.
I have. Okay.
It leaves a telltale sign when you use this medicine. Does it leave a curious new birthmark, a lingering scent, an unearthly color, a lightness of body, a wondrous appetite, a radiant glow?
I think that my medicine is probably like berries and such, like jams and jellies, and I think
you spread on your enchanted dough bread.
Oh man!
And
okay.
I think that it stains, like
stains.
So people who their fingers are purple, you get stains all over your mouth.
Yeah. How long does that last?
You know what? Let's say that it lasts through one bathing.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So you could, if you didn't want people to know that you had been helped, you could go immediately wash.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jasper, you have a benign fixation.
Oh no.
Let's find out what it is.
Yeah.
There are choices, but as always, you may come up with something on your own if you would like. A craft skill, jokes and riddles, strategy games, hosting soirees.
Oh man.
A stringed instrument, townsfolk gossip, tales of romance and adventure.
You know, it popped into my head, and I'm thinking porcelain teacups.
Oh, yes. Do you make them or collect them?
I think both. Just like,
Excellent.
I love other people's artistry, and I love to see what other people can do. But then I also am like, Here's one I made for you. Thank you for coming for a ground read.
For a reading. I wonder, interestingly, like how using one that you had made for a specific person would like adjust. Like, would your reading be deeper because you're, you know? I love that.
We've got things to play with.
So many things to play with. My next one is I move. Like liquid silk, with arrogance, like a knife, with inevitability, like a big cat, with a jaunty swagger, like something huge and iron. Goodness. I like the idea of her moving very smoothly. So I think we'll go with like liquid silk. Like, I mean, also maybe like a cat, like sort of catty. I don't know how often you see her and the bonded beast at the same time. Like, maybe we're not sure if they might be the same thing. We don't know. There's something in this world called the underworld, where you go when you are banished there or when you pass on, and it is always menacing all of us as witches. Snapdragon, how does the underworld menace you? With phantom bruises, withered limbs, color drain, the stench of death, a lost loved one's face, a seductive stranger, a stalking beast?
Everything is gray and monotone. The lack of color.
Wow. Yikes. How does that play into like your baking and spell casting?
Well, and that's I was gonna say that like part of being in a kitchen is, you can recognize, I don't know if either of you cook or bake, but you can look in on your bread rising. You can look in and see and exactly know, okay, that pie is done. And if everything is gray and bland,
it'd be very hard to do.
Taken away, you have no idea what you're looking at. It's just. Bleh.
Does it affect your taste as well?
I think everything is just muted and bleh.
Oh, wow. That makes it even more impressive that you can do things with dough.
No, that's the bad place for us. Like, right? Okay.
Yes. When it is intruding upon you, that is what happens to you.
Okay.
Wow. Jasper, your options are horrifying.
Yay!
As the old soul. Deja vu, mocking laughter, false memories, stolen breath, a shadow overhead, cascades of unreadable text, or an ominous hourglass.
Oh man. I'm thinking false memories.
Yeah.
Like that would be so terrifying.
So scary.
I'm pretty sure that happened. Or
did it? I don't know.
I gaslight myself.
Yeah. And like, so, and you do handwriting. You do stuff with handwriting. Like, do you ever, like, do you keep a journal?
I think I would, just to make sure, like, what's going on and check in with myself.
Mm-hmm. So you can like check it again, make sure that
you'd have to develop that habit just to make sure that.
Right. And like, how would you have discovered that you're being menaced with false memories?
Probably just remembering like an interaction with somebody. And it's like, oh, well, that's strange.
Right.
Go back, check over my notes. Like, I didn't write that.
That is definitely not what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Do I trust my old writing or do I trust what I'm remembering now?
Having your memories gone is just horrifying. It's so scary.
Yes, it is so scary.
It's so scary. The underworld menaces me with, wow, these aren't better either. Well, the first option is temporary dismemberment.
Oh no!
That's
You just fall to pieces.
awful. Snaking chains, monstrous mirrors, an innocent I've hurt, a scale of judgment, a lonely song, or mazes and veils.
Jeez.
I think it's the lonely song. I think it's like that haunting melody that like follows you. Have you?
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys ever watched The Twilight Zone.
It's been a minute, but
Yeah,
But there was a particular episode where there was this song that this guy was hearing, and it ended up being on a loop, and it was telling him essentially like exactly what was happening in this town that he was in. And at the end of it, he realized that like he wrote the song and couldn't get out of the song. And that's what I thought of when I was reading those options. I was like, oh.
The great episode of the show called show Evil, where there's a class of schoolgirls that they start singing a song, and it's the only thing that they can sing. Like that's the only thing they say. It's the only thing that they can say. Like they can stop, they can choose not to do anything, but then as soon as you ask them a question, they start singing the song again. It's super creepy.
Ooh. Don't like.
I do not like. There's something.
Do not like.
Hard pass. Thanks so much. I think we'll be done. Thank you. We need to figure out what is true about our powers and our personal follies. Woof. Okay.
I love hearing that.
Maybe it's what your dog was trying to tell you earlier. Like, hey, you're gonna have to talk about your power and your follies. Hey,
it's gonna be rough. Woof.
Woof, woof. It's gonna be hard for you. Okay. Here, back in it.
All right.
Ta-da. I opened to Old Soul first, so let's go there first. Your power is best used to seek knowledge, but it is also used to conjure spirits, pass unseen, and lay curses.
Okay.
Ooh.
It comes from the following sources. I am tidy, harmless, and lively. But I see the value in myself, in my friends, and the company of others. Deep down, I am honorable, unsure, and have hope for the future. It's having us choose one in each of those three as like your guiding one.
Okay.
The other ones are also true-ish, but like tidy, harmless, or lively.
Tidy.
That makes a lot of sense as someone who, yes. I am with you. Who do you see value in the most? Yourself, your friends, or the company of others?
Company of others.
Okay. Again, painting this picture. I see him.
Excellent.
Deep down, you are honorable, unsure, or have hope for the future.
I think honorable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something that happens when you do big magic is that you will end up using one of these things and you will strike through it. It doesn't mean that you are no longer tidy, but it means that that is the thing that it might become like more difficult for you to do because you are expending that part of your personality.
Gotcha. Ooh.
Big stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Pure heart. Your power is best used as medicine. but it can also empower, understand, and pacify others. On the surface, I am sprightly, lovely, and healthy. I have love for myself, for my friends, and for all things that grow. Deep down, I am innocent, angry, and stronger than you think. So, sprightly, lovely, or healthy is your guider.
Healthy.
Healthy. And you have love for yourself, your friends, or all things that grow.
I see Snapdragon as big about everything that grows.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Snapdragon, correct me if I'm wrong, but would see his friends and himself as things that grow.
Kinda, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We are not stagnant.
Everybody's just kind of plants. A little bit.
Meaty plants.
Meat plants.
We're all just yeast.
Gross. I mean, like, no, it's fine, but like, I don't know that I love that phrasing.
Like bread yeast.
It's not better.
We all rise and grow. It's a thing.
Oh, it's fine.
Spelled.
We're all good. Everything's great. I love what we're doing here. Snapdragon, are you innocent, angry, or stronger than you think deep down?
There's a part of me that wants to go with angry, but it doesn't seem to fit anything else. So I think I'm going to be just stronger than
stronger than you think.
It doesn't roll well just having this like little seed of anger with everything else. So.
Sure. That's fine. I mean, I guess.
I guess.
If you want to.
if you must. Let's see. My power is best used for violence. Welcome, everybody.
So many knives.
Ba, 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 ba. More enchanted knives than I can count. Is also suited to seduction, transformation, and inspiring awe and terror. On the surface, I am strong, glorious, and invincible. I fight for myself, for my friends, and for what is right. Deep down, I am caring, afraid, and will listen to reason. Deep down, I will listen to reason.
It's buried underneath knives.
There's too many knives. There's more knives than you can count, and it's just bristly. So on the surface, I think I'm strong. And I think that I fight for my friends. I think she's like super loyal. And I think deep down, I'm afraid. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wrote a little thing. If you use this more than once, it's called blackening. So you strike it through if you only use it once for your big. Mm-hmm. If you use it more than once, you blacken it.
Cross it, like completely cross it out.
It's like gone. It's gone. If you blacken it, and it is replaced with essentially the opposite.
Oh no.
And or like what happens if you lose that. And and the option here is the world may have taken your humanity.
I'm so scared.
Jeez.
Why? Right? Let's talk about follies now. Feels like we already did, but let's do it. Okay. Snapdragon. Your follies are that you are thwarted by your inexperience. You imperil yourself. You stumble into a contract you don't understand. You make a humble offer which is rejected. You reveal too much, endangering the coven. You ignore the wisdom of one of your coven mates. Or you go sulk in frustration or humiliation.
I think that I am a nasty gossip. I probably reveal way too
You
much.
just like talk. Is it probably because you're so trusting, right?
Yeah.
Like that nobody is a problem.
Yeah.
If they wouldn't if they wouldn't be sitting and listening to me if they weren't supposed to be here sitting and listening to me.
That's fair. Jasper. You fail to act until it's too late. You dispense unsolicited advice, communicated poorly.
Ooh, even better.
So not just unsolicited, but also like not greatly put
A
across.
master of actually.
Yeah. You withhold vital information from your coven mates. You insist. Oh no. You insist on a burdensome tradition, ceremony, or etiquette.
Yes. I'm playing an old British man who serves tea.
There are a couple other options. I'm gonna read them, but
Okay,
I feel like
my bad.
I feel strongly. Exclaim your neutrality in a matter. You chide the foolishness of one of your coven mates, or you depart on mysterious business. But I mean, the burdensome tradition, ceremony, or etiquette that feels right.
Yeah. This is how you drink your tea, everyone.
Pinkies up.
What did I say about your pinkies? What did I say? Did you miss when we were talking about your pinkies? We have to start over. I can't read these leaves.
No, they're garbage leaves now.
Just break the
Yes.
just break it.
This cup is useless.
You've ruined everything.
I'm done with you. The end.
Please leave. We are done.
So Scarlett's follies. She underestimates a problem. She does more harm than good. Oh. She escalates the hostility between the coven and another faction. Feels also correct. All of these feel correct. Put your coven mates in danger. Be goaded into making the wrong move. Blame the cowardice of one of your coven mates. Or act impulsively and get badly hurt. Oh, these all sound right. Especially the hurt one. Yeah, I think she acts impulsively and gets badly hurt.
And so when do follies come into play?
It's sort of a compulsion that you have. Like
Okay.
this is a sort of a guidepost for you for when you are role playing.
Okay.
I'm gonna get real hurt. La 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 la. But then you're gonna bake me some bread out of your enchanted dough. Please.
Have this Bakewell tart.
Yummy. I do love a Bakewell tart.
They're delicious.
Oh man, this makes me want to. Okay, quick sidebar.
Yeah.
I bought this at Gen Con, but one of the other games that I bought at Gen Con was the Great British Bake Off board game.
Whew. Go on.
And
Is it great?
So you like build a bake. You get ingredients and you build a bake.
See, that's rad.
I love it so
fun.
much. And it's
so
the same
good.
art as the person who does art for the show.
On the show?
Yes.
So it's like
Oh.
I had
we
an
need to
event
play this.
the very first right at the time that the hall was opening. And I said to my partner,
Writing this
I
down.
would rather not
Same.
have you at the event. I would rather have you go get me the Great British Bake Off game than watch me in this event.
Who makes it?
I think it's Ravensburger, maybe.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And the new season just
and the new
started?
season just started.
I love the fact that we all went there next. Like, so.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys watch? Also, we're sidebarring, but this is all really important. People at home, did
Super
you watch
important.
Junior Bake Off?
It was so great.
It was so cute.
I loved the fact that like they only did the 2 bakes, which was nice. It wasn't super taxing on the kids.
Nope.
And that the technicals were difficult, but they weren't like
They weren't impossible ones. Yeah, no.
No.
Paul could not have been one of the judges on this.
No.
And I, as a mom and general human being, really liked that anytime they had to eliminate somebody, that everyone gathered around them and all the judges came and were like, hey, let's talk about how proud you should be of yourself. And like, this is so wonderful. I just want to, okay, here's what I want to do now. I want to go bake a bunch of stuff and eat it while watching Bake Off.
Like,
yes.
This is next on your list.
Yeah, it is. I mean, what a rockin' way to have my weekend go.
I rewatch a lot of the older seasons with my partner.
Yes.
And we like always get just like, let's go buy eclairs from the local bakery and then we'll watch them make eclairs.
And then we'll watch them make it. Like, let's go get, because some of the things that they make is like, that looks delicious, but the labor intensiveness of it is just like not reasonable. Like, I love croissants. I've made them once, never again. Like, there's no reason to do it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because somebody makes that and it's their job and they're just going to be better at it than you.
Oh, delicious.
I'm advocating shortcuts to delicious food, everyone at home. Take this in your heart.
There is something to be said for making stuff from scratch, but it's not something you have to do every time.
Correct. I agree.
And if you do, congratulations.
Yeah, that's
like,
dope
I'm happy for you.
Oh man, but I just don't have the patience to like, or like to make macarons. Like, they're delicious. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No.
No. All right. We're gonna back on track.
Yes. Okay.
Hi everybody. Now we're playing this game again. This game and not Bake Off game.
Okay, wait, I got a question. I got a thing to say though.
Okay, tell me.
If I'm an old British guy who does a tea service and he's making things of magic dough, we could be the Bake Off coven.
We really kind of could.
Okay, but I stab people with knives. So am I Paul?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
The angry polar bear.
Okay. I do think I want to be Noel Coward though.
Oh,
instead.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Maybe he's my bonded beast.
Come here, Noel. Oh, boy.
This is my favorite thing. I don't think that, or you know what? Maybe this is exactly what they were intending when they wrote this. I'll never know. Or like, if you're watching, reach out and be like, hey,
I was gonna say, you'll never know. We could probably just ask them. Be like, so what did you think?
Were you intending for us to turn this into an episode of Bake Off? Because
here we are.
Because we did. Okay. We have another card that we each drew.
Oh, yes.
You get to complete the first statement of power by looking at these options listed in the parentheses right here. And you circle one of them and you cross out the other ones. What did you draw for your last card, Bryan?
Strength.
You get to choose between size magic and beast magic.
I'm going with size magic.
Size magic. Okay. Bryce, what did you draw? The Hanged Man?
The Hanged Man.
I think I know what you're going to choose. But your options are gravity magic or ghost magic.
Ooh. Oh,
Oh no.
that is harder than I thought.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Like,
they're both very cool.
Bryce would love gravity magic, but I'm pretty sure Jasper's all about this ghost magic. Let's have old-timey tea.
Yeah, but if you did like the gravity magic with the tea and the tea leaves, you could like swirl them.
Okay, you sold me. Like, I like them both, and I do like the idea of.
But also, I'm going to be an advocate for the devil here for a moment.
Okay.
If you did ghost magic, the way you could be interpreting is because ghosts are telling you stuff.
And they're all just sitting around. So it's a larger tea party.
Exactly. It's the biggest tea party. You are OMA Brown in Ghost. And they're just all sitting around you.
Ghost magic.
Ghostesses. I drew the Wheel of Fortune. And I can choose between time magic and luck magic.
Ooh.
I think I'm going luck magic.
Cool.
Because, I don't know, because it reminds me of Domino, and she's dope. Okay. So there's a note here that says, naturally, we will all have questions about our powers. There are no answers to these questions in this book, except that magic is boundless, strange, and costly. If we want more specific details, we must decide on them together. Is there anything about our particular magics, or like magic in general in this world, that we want to make like truths of? Like, can magic only be used if you cast a circle first? Or is it, is there wild magic? Is magic something that like you can accidentally do, or is it always intentional?
I like wild magic. I like everyone having the option of, hey, just in case magic happened. And now you can learn and focus your inner abilities.
Yeah, we're from a fantastical world. I think that it can be something that just sort of occurs.
Great. So, when we were discovering our powers, did any of us have magic just like go off? And that's when we were like, oh, I can do stuff. Or was it like, was anybody trained?
I was definitely taught by a clerican.
Okay, cool.
I definitely, as a child, would just have tea parties, and people were like, "Oh, you're imaginary friends." I'm like, Sylvester is not imaginary.
No, oh, you're the kid from the movie that I don't want to spoil that's 20 years old.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Hashtag no spoilers.
This is Bryce's character is a mashup of a bunch of weird pop culture stuff that we're like, it's also, and then you're also this that we have decided.
That's awesome.
I think I was never trained.
Sounds right.
I think one day she just like manifested magic while she was fighting with somebody and was like, oh, dope, I've got another thing I can do. And then the two of you were like, oh no, just come in here. Yeah.
Have a seat, have a drink.
Hi.
Here's a scone.
I love scones. I want one. This is like this episode for real. It's just making me so hungry. Like,
this is the snacking episode.
Oh, snacks are the best. Okay, all right. Here's a question for people who are watching. What sort of thing would each of your witches tell them to go get to drink and or eat?
Oh. At this time of evening? a nice warm cocoa
Mm.
and a well seasoned cinnamon biscotti.
Oh, yum. All right.
Good.
I feel like Jasper is going to have something to say about that.
Yeah, I like cocoa was my thought, but then I'm like, nah, this time of night, a nice chamomile
Mm.
with maybe like not a really, I'm stuck on scones now. So I'm
So
just like
still scone and a
a
scone.
nice lemon scone
Oh
with
yeah,
some chamomile tea. Just like, yeah, go relax. Ooh, lemon and mint scone maybe.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Mm.
I think Scarlett would advocate for gin.
Accurate.
both snack and drink.
That's it. It's pretty herbal. It's fine. You know,
It's healthy. You
It's
can
got
tell.
berries in it. It's made
Yeah.
from berries.
it's berries. It's fruit, essentially. I
It's an
think.
aperitif, not just an alcohol. So
Fine. It's
it
a
settles the
course. It's a
stomach.
full course. So, I mean, if you want your stomach settled, you could have Pims. I mean, that's an old wives' tale remedy. You just drink the Pims and then you feel better.
Sorta.
I don't know what Pims is.
Oh, it's like a liqueur made out of gin.
Nice.
That just
Nice.
that like they would legitimately be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, do you have a stomach ache? Just like have some Pims." And like that's not it's fine. Anyway, it's fine. Listen, with that in mind, let's have you at home take all of those suggestions and take a brief break. And when you all get back, we can discuss what it was that you chose to take out of that and get yourself for a snack. So yeah, we're gonna take our bio break and we will be back in a few minutes. Goodbye. Welcome back from the break. We did it.
Yay!
Yay! We made it back and everyone's here. The underworld didn't claim anybody while we were gone.
No one got lost.
Well, we may have gotten a little lost, but we're back in time, so like that's fine. Or maybe you're in like the shadow realm. I don't know. But either way, like your Wi-Fi signal is strong. So I think we're good. The next thing we get to do, friends, is create our sanctuary. Our home and hearth.
Okay.
Let's discover where the sanctuary is located. For those of you who are just joining us now, perhaps, we are playing Wickedness by M. Veselak, and it is published by Possum Creek Games, and we are a coven of witches, and we're probably going to get into a lot of trouble. Is just my guess. It's just a guess. Cool.
I think you're going to make us get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I think there's no reason to lay blame on anyone. I think trouble is going to find us, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. All right. So, where is our sanctuary located? There are some options, but as always, we can choose anything else if we wanted to come up with something. Here are some options. In a bad neighborhood of capital city, down a winding path through the woods, in a fortress ruin on a lonely cliff, or above a shop in a quiet seaside town.
I think Winding Path is speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I sense cottage in our future.
Yeah. Like the Good Fairy's cottage in Sleeping Beauty. Or like Madame Mim's cottage. Which one are we going for?
It has been a long time. I don't remember the differences between those cottages.
Oh, well, the difference is that Madame Mim is mad. So okay. She sort of has like holes in the roof and infested with critters and like.
I think between Jasper and Snapdragon, we probably keep a pretty relatively.
Jasper is tidy.
Tidy. I'm super tidy.
You probably live in a silo.
I don't think
cottage.
I don't think Scarlett's very tidy.
You have your own private tower.
I just have my own. It's fine. It's just a tree outside. She just.
You have a tree house.
I have a tree house. I think Jasper is always tidying my tree house. Like, let me just. Like,
I'm just here to help.
I'm just like a little Monica from Friends. Like, you just have to clean things. I just have to.
Let me organize your knives.
There are so many. How do you have these?
So many.
Where do you keep them all? Let's build a rack. It's
fine. You just keep bringing things in to organize. All right, cool. So we are down a winding path through the woods. Like, how far out of civilization are we, do you think?
I don't know. What do you think?
You know, I feel like I'd want to be around people, but because I like the company of others, but at the same time, I want to choose my company. So, you know, we're probably, I would think maybe on the outskirts where people could visit us if they wanted to.
But they have to like make that decision. They can't like just wander in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like, okay, here's a question. Does Jasper work in town? Like, do you read your hot beverages at a place in the city?
I don't think so. I think maybe there's probably just a little nook in the cottage that he's like, all right, this is my reading nook. I have my ghost friends come out, hang over here
I
on
feel
the
like
shelf.
they're probably always out, right? Like
They probably are.
Yeah.
It'll be so fun to have all these ghosts
just
whispering all the
constant
time.
ghosts. And like Snapdragon, you probably, I don't know that you sell it. I don't know that you take payment.
I would say that people come and they implore, they want my goods, and then it comes down to us making that decision as to whether or not it's something that they should have.
So you don't ever go, like, people come to you always. So people are coming to our sanctuary. Or
maybe when they see the chimney smoking, like if you, the glittery, sparkly smoke that's coming out of the chimney means there's a cook on.
Okay.
Which makes it sound like meth, which is not. It's fantasy meth. No,
fantasy meth.
It's blue smoke.
How else do you heal people? You use fantasy meth. That's.
Perhaps maybe like on holidays, I will bring like a cart into town.
Interesting. Yeah. So like special occasions, you like head out, minister to the people, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay. Each of us get to circle or invent a resource that we have access to.
Okay.
For free, we get living spaces within our cottage and a modest sum of gold. This is one of those situations where when they were talking about, designing the game, they don't want it to be real crunchy about like being able to buy stuff. So like you have enough to live.
Okay.
Basically. So now we each have the options to give our coven some more resources. There are some suggestions. A shop front, stables and horses, livestock, a receiving room for important guests, safe shelter for the lost, potion reagents, a well-stocked library, a workshop with tools, an observatory tower, local goodwill, or the royal family's favor.
Wow.
Or whatever you want. So, helping.
I think I would have a little bit of a storefront so I could sell some of the other teas that I don't use these ones for reading, but you can have them. That's a nice herbal brew. It'll help you with your sciatica. Have a good night.
Well, like how you could say like chamomile helps you sleep, but like this chamomile also helps you have prophetic dreams. But like that one's mine.
It's special chamomile,
right?
And if we have a storefront, then pies and windowsills.
Yeah.
This card goes with your this particular tea.
Yeah.
This feels.
We have like a
this feels like the two of you were like, I just want to help people, and Scarlett was like, by having them pay us.
Yeah, I guess, Scarlett, that's what you need.
That is what I think. That is what they need, I think.
Oh, fair.
And then, like, you guys are like, and I made this new tea, and I'm like, dope. One goal.
Scarlett makes sure that the local townsfolk don't come and steal from us.
Yeah.
Oh, they would never.
They wouldn't dare.
No.
Not with Scarlett around.
I think that probably somebody did try when we first got going, and then word got round. You know how like mice don't come in the house if there's a cat in the house? It's that. It's that. Snapdragon, what do you think what else do we have besides the storefront?
I want a well-stocked larder.
Yes.
And that kind of goes for both for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Food for the cat, like just basically a really nice pantry area with all kinds of like hanging garlic bulbs.
Yeah,
the
I
whole
feel
nine
like
yards.
this is maybe a thing too where some of the payment comes from like local folks' personal stores, right? Like
Absolutely.
I think probably like that we probably have like locally brewed beer because we helped the brewer's family with something and like that kind of thing. Like, these people grew something in their garden and it was something that we didn't have access to. So they brought it as payment when they, yeah.
I like the idea of our store not taking money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all barter.
It's payment, but it's not
of various kinds.
Yeah. I think we probably have a lot of like craftsman stuff. Like all of our furniture, I would bet, was made from people in town. Like
yeah,
for sure. The local blacksmith just keeps bringing me knives. It's great. Just consistent. Just more knives, more knives. I also think that we have, well, I think this ties in with it. I think we have local goodwill.
Yeah.
I think people really like, we are seen as useful.
Mm-hmm.
They're not about to come storm the gates and be like, get out of our village area.
Right. We are not the feared witches. We are the kindly good. I mean, even though Scarlet's not super kindly, but like I think that we are like, yeah, but she's our witch. So like
friendly neighborhood witches who like, we will answer the call when we need to.
Correct.
Scarlet just answers with knives.
Some calls require knives. I think is maybe the name of this episode is Some Calls Require Knives. Okay, cool. So we know our sanctuary, we know the resources that we have. We have friends of the sanctuary. They are our allies, our guests, our partners. We each get to, between the three of us, we each get to circle or invent one, and we must give them a name and a detail. And these friends could live alongside us in our sanctuary. They could come and go, or they can make appearances only under specific invitation. So like we're making our NPCs, but they don't have to be like live-in NPCs.
Okay.
Options. Things like a noble patron, a military admirer, transformed servant, a dangerous spirit bound by old magic. Feels correct to have in the house, but who knows? A grateful thief, a cunning orphan, a peasant family, a very old cat, minor sprites and their spokes creature, the fated goddess of a forgotten shrine. Basically, like, picture Hall's Moving Castle. And like, which one of those do we want to have with us in our?
I think I'm going to circle.
Yes.
The face sprites.
Yeah.
Because I learned everything I knew from a Clerican. So
yeah,
these are fans of the magic.
Okay.
So, do they have names?
I think that if they do, they probably change so often that it's more of I probably make the mistake all the time. Okay. Aloysius P. Kiddington III, get off of my stove.
Okay.
And he's like, but I'm Aloysius P. Kiddington the fifth.
The fifth now. So I can say here. And how many are there at any given time?
I would say not more than a handful. It shouldn't be like a swarm.
Also, a good name for the episode. It shouldn't be a swarm. Some important stuff. Okay. And one like defining detail about them. It could be something as easy as like they show up at the most inconvenient times, or
I think they're mischievously helpful.
oh,
They want to be helpful. They want to give you a hand. They want to, here, I'll bring you the.
I brought it.
This soup needs more pepper.
Now it has all the pepper.
How much pepper?
I think that they want to be helpful, but they don't know our world that well.
And we can all see them, right? Like do they only appear to you?
No. I think that they come with the territory.
Great. All right.
Get out of the garden, Aloysius.
Aloysius?
I think Scarlet thinks all their names are Aloysius.
They might all be named.
They might be.
Aloysius.
You never know. It's like a family name. All right. Jasper.
So speaking of family, I'm thinking a family of, I don't know what clay merchants are called, but just a family of tradesmen who get clay.
Okay.
And I'm thinking it's a distant relative of Jasper's, and he's the head of the family, but he always brings like the choicest clay to Jasper so that he can make teacups and things with it. And they have a little chat, and he's one of those like salt of the earth type of really nice guys. And Jasper's like, I told you to wipe your feet before you came in. Gosh, why? But it's family and they love each other still.
How distant of a relative?
I'm thinking like cousin, or maybe, I don't know, maybe closer.
Is it his brother? I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's his brother. So he's like, okay. Come on in. Thanks for bringing me this white porcelain.
Thanks so much. So like, does Jasper come from a family of like ceramicists?
I think that might have been it.
Okay.
I think like that's where he comes from. They started, like, some of them didn't have the ability to be potters or throw well. So they just got the clay, and that was like their lot was, hey, look, we work together, we do this. Your part is pretty important for me to be able to do my part.
And what is your brother's name?
I'm thinking Clint.
Clint.
No, Flint.
Flint.
Like Flint.
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 That's a good one. Flint. And how often does Flint come by?
Probably once a month is when he's expected to come by, but sometimes he comes by earlier just to chat, just to see how things are. There's delicious baked goods here.
Always so good.
Like he's stoked to come in and be like, oh hey, just starts shoving his face.
Yeah. Lovely. And like, so you have sort of a begrudgingly good relationship with him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those like we are opposites. He's it's the Odd Couple style of he's messy. He's the one who gets the clay. He is usually head to toe kind of dirty.
Covered in clay.
Yeah. And it's just like, I've asked you to please change before you come, but it's okay, Flint. Come on in, have a seat on the stool, not the embroidered chair, the stool.
Don't sit on that. I just made the doily.
Why, Flint?
Every time you come over, I have to tat a new lace doily. You suck.
Those are the whole tray. That's fine. Tray. That's cool.
That was for everyone. Damn it, Flint.
How many did you eat?
0. You ate them all first, Flint.
Damn it, Flint. He's a He's a good guy. He's a good
Such
guy.
a good guy.
I think that we have in our dwelling, I think we have a very old fox.
Ooh.
That is probably not actually a fox.
Okay.
I think is probably some sort of either fey creature or spirit or something. But they were here when we got here, and like in the area. And then once we moved into the house, I think that they came in with us. I don't know that they do much, but they can. I think they also can talk to us. I think it's like we don't know what you are, but you live here, so that's fine. Just adding to our mystique.
If our game was a story, the fox would be the narrator.
Absolutely. And I think that his name is, or her name, I think her name is Hazel. I don't know that she ever told us that was what her name was, but we just all started calling her that.
Cool.
And so like it felt right, but nobody quite knows where it came from. So
you look like a Hazel.
Look like a Hazel.
Good job, Hazel.
That feels right, I think. And she's never corrected us, so
yeah,
probably right. Our sanctuary has wonders. They are phantasmal, fantastical properties, mythic relics, and impenetrable mysteries that the coven protects and maintains. We each get to circle one or invent one. It's very specific here to say that we can discuss what a wonder is like, but we should avoid defining what it does.
Okay.
Because when we go into gameplay, the wonders will just do things. And then that is when we get to sort of define what happens with them. So some examples are, and we, for free, of course, every good witch's house has a circle of protection.
Nice.
So we have that. A celestial garden, an ancient statue, a midnight fountain, an elaborate orrery, a flying machine, a clock with a sense of humor, dreamy maze-like corridors, gateways to distant and exotic places, a door to somewhere truly special, a hole to nowhere, an upside-down room, an enormous egg. What do we have?
I like a celestial garden.
Yeah. Okay. We have a celestial garden as one of our wonders.
I'm really curious what a midnight fountain is.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We've got one.
Done. Yeah.
We have
I don't know
a
what it is,
midnight
but
fountain.
I want it.
I also think that we have a door to somewhere truly special.
Nice.
But I also think that it's like half size.
Excellent.
That it's little,
so scary.
And it's like in the wall of one of the rooms. And that like if you were to go on the other side of the wall, that there would be no door there. Like that it's like, in the hallway or something leading to a room, but like that we are in charge of it.
Awesome.
Hopefully, nothing really bad comes out of it.
Yeah, that's
okay.
So scary.
You guys, I have so many knives. Don't worry.
So many knives.
Our sanctuary exists within the kingdom, which is a straightforward human sort of place. Not everyone in the kingdom knows or trusts magic or the people who wield it, but they often have some need of it, so the kingdom and the sanctuary live in a sort of tenuous symbiosis. Okay. Oh, my mistake. We get to do one more thing.
About the sanctuary?
About the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
The player who has the star. Oh, that's me. Is it?
No,
that's Bryce. Bryce, you're the star.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm a star.
You are a star. You draw symbols next to the aspects of the sanctuary. So, all of those things that we have chosen, the storefront, the living spaces, the well-stocked larder, local goodwill, all of these things. And I'm happy to read them back to you if you would like.
Okay.
You put a question mark next to someone or something that's not what it seems. A heart next to someone or something with secret feelings. And a little skull next to someone or something that's doomed. This also includes our people. So our friends, our wonders, and our assets.
Oh, man, that's... Okay. I made some notes.
That's okay.
I will.
No, is that supposed to be secret? Like only the star?
Nope. We get to. Yeah, it's just that the person who had the star gets to assign it because the person who has the moon assigns something else later, and the sun assigns something else. So like, it's just like.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, let's just go down the list, and I'll start assigning.
Okay, so you only have one for each. It's not one per category. So you get one question mark, one heart, and one skull.
Okay.
We have a storefront, a well-stocked larder, and local goodwill.
I feel like the local goodwill's got a question mark.
Is it actually local goodwill?
It's weird why they're so nice.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, the heart is someplace that holds, or person that holds hidden feelings.
Okay.
And the skull is something that is doomed.
Okay. And so I assign one to each one of those categories? Or
like if they all were people, if you wanted to do all people, you totally could. We have our sprites, our mischievous sprites. We have all the Aloysiuses. We have your brother Flint. And we have Hazel the Fox.
Ooh. I think Hazel the Fox has got a heart.
Hidden feelings with Hazel the Fox.
We don't know what's going on with Hazel. We are calling Hazel. Maybe it's not even Hazel's name.
Maybe not even.
Hazel, you mysterious fox.
Mysterious. And then we still have to find something that is doomed. We also have left the Celestial Garden, the Midnight Fountain, and the door that leads to somewhere truly special.
Okay, that door. I've got some images, and that door scares me. So I think it's got doom going on.
It's doomed. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. This is going to be good. It's going to be good. Okay, the kingdom of mortal kind. Okay. First, the pure heart will pick one or two countrysides. So, what do we have in our kingdom, pure heart? There are options, of course. Networks of pastures, fertile river valleys, golden seas of grain, battered fishing villages, orchards and vineyards.
Ooh. I get to pick two.
You get to pick two.
I definitely like orchards and vineyards.
Okay.
And probably like the like rolling farmlands.
Mm-hmm.
We've made it seem like there's some artisans. There's these people are not like hard up. They know what's going on. They're not like suffering.
Okay.
At least outwardly.
Just in their souls. Old Soul, speaking of souls, you get to pick one or two settlements.
Okay.
Shiny Metropolis, smog-choked Irontown, mountain strongholds, breezy trade port, sprawling burgs. Things you made up.
I like the breezy trade port.
Mm-hmm.
That feels nice. And I choose one or two, or
one or two. Yeah.
Okay. So breezy trade port, and I think just a small rural farming village.
That's where we live, really... just outside of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm picturing the village from the beginning of Beauty and the Beast.
Same. I almost busted in a song, but I was like, no.
Little... Seeing it, little town.
It's a quiet village.
I get to pick one or two wildernesses.
Ooh.
I am going to pick a forest thick and dark because this feels very fairy tale.
Yeah.
Every good fairy tale has that like true fairy tale forest. And I also think, this is a choice and I have to do it. Hostile Winters.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because I'm bringing, which is very funny that my hashtag is joyful gaming, and I'm bringing all of the but what if there were knives and violence? And you guys
Cold,
are like,
sad knives.
You guys are like, and tea and bread, and I'm like, and death and hardship. All right. Next, we need to pick the leader of the kingdom. Leaders hold most of the power in the mortal world and are primarily concerned with keeping it that way. So we get to decide as a group, and we should give them a name and a detail. The leader could be a group of people. It could be, the old monarch, or it could be a council of shadowy ministers. It could be an all-wealthy merchant. Could be a religious authority. Like, what is running this kingdom? Or what is running the mortal world? Does not necessarily a kingdom.
Is it like, do we want to have a democracy? Do we want what do we want?
I feel like it's leading toward the leader being not a great person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like maybe it's not a democracy, voice of the people situation.
Okay.
Who do we want to be the bad guy?
Maybe it's a like all the leaders of the noble merchant houses.
Oh. Council of Merchants?
Yeah.
I like it.
Ruled by greed and avarice.
Mm-hmm.
Which is you guys down the block.
Yeah, right over there.
Yep.
And Skinflint. They're like a bunch of lawyers. Welcome to Greed, Avarice, and Skinflint. See you.
We do know pro bono work.
So what is so is the name of them the Council of Merchants? Do you think that's the Their
I
name
think that's probably fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
What-
I think so.
What do we think their detail is? Are they elected, quote unquote, or is this like a you are born into it with old money? Like,
I feel like greed is going to be their major thing. It's probably like you're either born to it with old money, or if like you must make, oh, you got to pay to be on the council. It's like, yep.
there's
Oh,
like a tithe situation.
Yeah. It's like, how much money can you kick in? Oh, look at you. Guess you're on the council now, then make decisions for the kingdom.
Be on the council.
they get to buy their seat.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I feel like there would be a hierarchy within there where it's like the old money, even if you have the same amount or more, if you are new money, probably not as.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They don't listen to you as much because you're just a new upstart kid. Once you've been here for 5 generations, then
Right.
you can have the same level
My
of power.
family built this council.
Those 9 pictures you walked by on the way to this room that all look like me.
Haha.
That's why I sit in this chair.
The same chair my great grandfather
Ugh.
sat in. We're doing great. I like that we were all like, we started this section and we're all like, ugh. Ugh.
Capitalism.
Okay. Well, all right. The next section might be lovely. Might be. It's we each get to choose a national joy.
Oh, okay.
National joys are what bonds the kingdom's identity together as a nation, what its citizens are most proud of, and what keeps their hope alive in difficult times. So, a grandiose palace, historic architecture, bustling markets, old war memorials, a prestigious university, revelrous dance halls, a kind and gentle sea, unspoilt natural beauty. This is lovely. A ubiquitous national animal,
Ooh.
a world famous performer, a proud history of monster slaying. Like that. Oh, wait. Many silly holidays? I love that. A beloved
Same.
celebrity couple. Okay, so clearly many silly holidays are happening.
Yeah.
Oh, and we should let's come up with one as an example.
Mm-hmm.
You have identical expressions on your face right now.
I mean, there's the classics like Silly Hat Day, which are always ridiculous.
I like the idea of having one be like bake bread for your neighbor day.
Oh, yes. Community building holidays are the best holidays.
But also then Silly Hat Day.
Oh, yeah.
Widdershins Eve,
Yes.
where you have to walk backwards.
Oh, gosh.
I could, for real, just like spend the next 4 hours coming up with fun
Just coming up with
holidays.
crazy holidays.
We
What
won't
is
though.
this?
I'm so sorry,
is-
we won't.
What is Inebriance Day? No one remembers.
It happens like, didn't we just have one of those like last month? This weird. Let's come back to it. We have to come up with more national joys, though. I know it could just be many silly holidays forever, but
I feel like a national food. Just
Ooh,
like something
yeah.
everyone can get behind, like, oh yeah, we all make this. We all have different like flavors of it, but we all make this thing.
Mm-hmm. So I am a big proponent of any kind of food that can be sold in dumpling form.
Okay.
Like, because just like a little ball of dough with delicious things inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, do we have a particular kind of dumpling that is like
Ooh.
from our kingdom?
Yes. What kind? I don't know, but yes.
I mean, it could just be dumplings.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dumplings.
Some prefer savory, some prefer sweet. Just, you know what? We're the dumpling capital of the world.
Of the world. Just keep shoving dumplings in your face. Hard to be mad. You're eating a dumpling.
Mm.
Like soup dumplings. I really just want to. I'm just hungry.
I was gonna say, I was like, we should have ate before we started.
Why in the world? Oh man!
We talked about how there's a breezy trade port.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think our sea should be very calm and tranquil. I like the concept where it's not a watch the seas for the Kraken. It's spending a day on a boat is not a bad thing.
Great.
Okay, I like it.
Great. We need to create a leader, but we did that. Circle national joy. Finally, the player who drew the sun. That's me, I think.
Yes.
I have the sun. I will invent a second leader for the kingdom. A rival to the first.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I think there's a figurehead monarchy.
Okay.
That doesn't do much. But like they still every so often are like, and this is a new law. And the merchants are like, yeah, okay.
Sure, buddy.
And we have to now give the whole country a name.
It's a fairy tale-ish place. Very temperate, except for winters.
Sure. Hostile, very hostile winters.
Super bad winters.
I'm thinking something like springtime, summertime, so like something seasonal, something to. If your winters are horrible, you're going to be reminded that the rest of the time is okay.
That the rest of it's good. I mean, maybe something that like evokes plants growing then, like because you wouldn't be growing during the winter, except for ours because we are witches.
Yeah,
but like
because we have a celestial garden.
Correct. Maybe something like land of flowering trees, or something that like
Florida.
There it is.
Where all your dreams come true.
Kingdom of Florida.
We could do something based off of garden.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Like plentiful garden, or
that works. Oh, Bryce has an idea.
No, I'm thinking again.
Really?
I'm just like,
no, I saw it. I saw it in your eyes.
I'm like, gardenia.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, because gardenias are actual flowers.
What if we just call it the garden?
Oh,
I'm about it.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
It's just called the garden.
Yeah, there we go.
We live in the garden.
You live in the garden.
Where are you from? The garden? Oh, nice. I heard they have good dumplings.
The best dumplings.
Although there's just one unsavory group. They're a gang.
It's probably Hazel's fault.
Hazel.
No one else knows the apple dumpling gang.
Oh, there it is. I get it.
Okay. Now I'm showing my age.
I'm with it.
So something that happens within the kingdom when we are playing is that the kingdom has ignorance, poverty, and despair. They all start at 0. And as things happen, they will gain more of each. Depending on like what cards are drawn and things of that nature. The ignorance will affect the people. The poverty will affect the like infrastructure, and the despair will affect the national joys.
Our dumplings.
Like taking them away. Each time you get more despair, you lose one of your national joys.
Oh, like the tranquil sea becomes inclement and rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up is the underworld. The realm of mysteries and the dead. It's part of the natural order, existing in balance with the kingdom above. But the workings of the coven and their magic stir its denizens and whet its appetite. The underworld is a realm beneath and behind the mortal world. What kind of underworld is it? Is it chthonic, infernal, or mirror?
I think mirror creeps me out the most. Where it's just like it's like everything but twisted
but
and
not
wrong.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got goatees.
Beards.
You're wearing
gross.
the wrong color shirt. Okay, so the player who drew the star
Still me, I think. Yeah.
will choose one kind of denizen that inhabits the underworld. There are some choices if you would like.
Yeah, hit me, please.
Spirit merchants, meddlesome muses, envious doppelgangers, torturer devils, demon bureaucrats, trickster fae.
Okay. I had already thought about doppelgangers, so I think I'm going to go with it, but like faceless doppelgangers. So it's like you, but there's no face.
But no face.
Yeah.
That's
nightmare fuel.
horrifying.
Yeah.
And of course there will be shades of the dead, because that's where you go when you die. So there will be shades of you. The player who drew the moon, that is Bryan, yeah? You have the moon?
Me.
You will choose a barrier that must be reckoned with in order to enter or exit. Would you like suggestions, or do you have some, do you want to come up on your own?
Shoot me some suggestions.
A ferocious guardian, an unsolvable riddle, a devious labyrinth, delirious waters, an exhaustion of stairs, a toll to pay.
I like the toll. I'm a big fan of having to come up with something to, not necessarily like overcome, but you got that price to pay.
What is the price that you pay? It could be money, like literal money, or it could be like a precious memory, or it could be a part of your soul, a word.
A word is taken from you.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
I just imagine you meet someone and they're like, you ask them a question, they just say they literally can't describe it because they've gone to they've traversed it one too many times, and they just literally don't have the words anymore to describe something.
Wild. There's also, the underworld has laws governing something. Hospitality, food and drink, raiment, trade and bargaining, honesty and deception, forbidden speech.
Who's picking this?
It as a group.
Oh, okay.
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 So we've got creepy faceless doppelgangers and a barrier that requires a word to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You have to give up a word out of your ability to speak.
yeah.
So
Whew.
Maybe trade and bargaining, because those are both aspects of people, that you would be giving up your identity
Yeah.
or giving up your.
I like that.
well, and our place is run by a bunch of corrupt merchants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know about trade and
We
bargaining.
know them. The underworld has a claim over each of the coven mates. So, pure heart, when the game begins, choose one kind of denizen and add one to the sanctuary's friends.
No.
Wait, so one of the
The underworld denizens. So it could be a doppelganger or it could be another kind.
You mentioned a trickster fae being one of the denizens.
I sure did.
There could totally be a bad Aloysius.
No. Evil Aloysius.
Evil wishes. All right, trickster fae. He's a bad boy. Old soul.
Got goatee. Just
Oh, okay. Old soul, you get to choose 2 more laws that are governing the underworld and decide what they mean.
Ooh. Okay. Let's go with a classic of the food and drink thing.
Okay.
So if food is freely offered, food or drink is freely offered, then it like binds you into a pact of peace for that night.
Okay.
Is there any examples?
Maybe you have to wear something like hospitality and food and drink. I think we covered, right?
Yeah.
In those first 2 ones. One is raiment. So like, is there something that you have to wear when you are traveling through?
Yeah, I like that. You gotta you can't wear shoes.
No shoes.
No shoes. You gotta be able to touch.
Okay, so hang on. So if you are wearing shoes, does that mean it claims you?
Ooh.
Or if you take your shoes off, it claims you.
I think if you wear shoes, so if you put coverings on your feet, it like has a claim because you're there, but you're not fully connected to there.
Interesting. Okay. No shoes if you want to leave.
Yep.
I just see a lot of people carrying around their shoes in their hands.
It's probably not super pleasant to walk on.
No.
Like, so like I can understand wanting to have shoes on.
Yeah.
And Wild Spirit, give the underworld's ruler a name and a title. I think that it is. I think if we're gonna go super themey, I think that he's just called the merchant.
Ooh.
Seems right.
Yeah.
As we continue on, by the way, the claim on each of our souls will become like more real and a bigger pull. And each time that happens, like something else mechanically happens to your character.
Okay.
I've got a little chart here that says what happens each time the claim gets heavier. All right. Now, each of our coven mate pages has questions on it that will be addressed to each other. Together, we'll ask these questions, starting with the pure of heart, asking the old soul a question, and ending with the old soul asking the pure heart a question. Okay.
All right.
Here are our questions. Coming from the pure heart to the old soul. You have some options.
Okay.
Would you like to know, why did you invite me to the coven? What you always tell me, but I never seem to grasp? Or in what way am I wiser than you, if any? You get to ask 2 of those questions.
Ooh.
So which question do you not want the answer to?
I'm not concerned with the first one.
Oh,
Okay.
Don't care.
Yeah.
All right. So, old soul, what do you always tell the pure heart, but they never seem to grasp?
That people will still care for them even if Snapdragon doesn't give them things to eat.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So pleasant.
It's like, it's okay. You don't always have to give of yourself.
And in what way is the pure heart wiser than the old soul, if at all?
Snapdragon recognizes the joy de vivre, the living in the moment, the essence of life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something Jasper really struggles with because he deals with ghosts and clay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Cool.
All right. You're going to ask me 2 of the following. What pet name did you give me? What about me annoys you the most? When has my courage impressed you, if ever? So you get to choose 2 of those.
Yeah,
from the pure heart. From pure heart.
Oh, from the pure heart.
Yeah, pure heart first. Pure heart first.
Okay.
And then we'll come to you.
I don't care about the courage.
No.
So...
This is pure heart. Pure heart's asking.
I'm supposed to ask.
Oh,
pure heart's asking wild spirit. So
wild spirit. Okay, my bad.
The 2 of us. Yeah, you will get to ask your question soon. I promise.
So, what was it again?
What pet name did I give you? What about you annoys me the most? Or when has your courage impressed me, if ever?
First 2.
What pet name did I give you? Well, your name, let's see, your Snapdragon, such a good. I think she calls you Dusty.
Okay.
Because you're always dusted with flour.
Oh, okay.
So I think sort of like diminutive, like you're probably constantly covered in flour. And maybe even have like a dust cloud of it around you.
Poof, poof, poof.
It's a little pig pen. What about you annoys me the most? I am gonna say that it's sort of the same thing that like Jasper admires about you. Like you're always so damn pleasant. Like it's kind of like sometimes it's too much. You know what I mean? Like just chill out.
I love it.
I think if you were ever in a bad mood, like I would be so excited about it. I'd be like, yeah, what are we doing? Who are we stabbing?
You were the weird little rain cloud in our household.
Yeah. It's not weird. We need that balance. We need it. All right. Old Soul, I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
Oh man, these all three of these are so good. Oh, okay. What future do you see for me?
Oh man.
Ooh. Untimely death by knife.
Wow.
Whoa, that
Okay.
went dark.
Sorry, I can make it less dark.
No.
Oh,
This
no.
is
Like,
this is fine.
whoa.
That's good. How do you keep me under control?
No one can control the wild spirit, but supervision, just like kind of like being the paternal, like, oh hey, I'm here to just check in on you. How are you?
Shut
Let
up,
me tidy
Dad.
up your knives.
Let me
Yeah.
tidy up your knives.
It's just don't worry about it. I'm pretend like I'm not here.
Perfect. Pure Heart, I have two questions for you.
Yep.
When do I frighten you the most?
When I don't know where you are.
Oh.
Like if I know that you're upstairs or if you're in your room or you're like I can see you out in the garden trying to stab things, you know, that's fine.
Succeeding at stabbing things. Thank you so much.
Pumpkin.
but it's that thing of uh-oh.
Yeah. It's that thing like when you have toddlers and suddenly it's so quiet in the house and you're like, oh no, something has happened.
Yep.
Okay, good. And what have I never been strong enough to do?
In my opinion.
Yes.
Admit that it's all a show.
Oh, very good. Okay, Old Soul.
Mm.
Mm.
You have three options. You get to ask two questions of me.
Okay.
The questions are, I'm going to read them as if I am you reading them, so I don't have to move things around. Why am I less than what I could be? How will you be the absolute death of me? And why did you used to revere me, and what changed?
Let's go with the first two.
Why am I less than what I could be? And how will you be the absolute death of me?
Yes.
Okay, so Scarlet thinks that you are less than what you could be because you are suppressing your instinct to attack.
Okay.
You're hiding it behind tidiness and order and cleanliness. But you're like super powerful and you could just wipe folk out.
Okay.
But you don't. And then the second one is, how will you be the absolute death of me? I mean, I think if I'm being honest, I think I will be the absolute death of you because you try to keep me from, like, you try to rescue me from something that I've gotten myself into. Like, you were like, I have forged ahead to go do a thing that was probably foolhardy, but you like just can't let it go. So you come after me and
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. All right. You now, this last part of it is you get to ask the pure heart two of these three questions.
Okay.
How did I lose my innocence? When did I lose your trust?
Ooh.
And what would turn you into me?
Okay, so I like let's get rid of the first one. So the when did I lose your trust and
what would turn you into me?
Yeah.
Okay, Pure Heart, when did the old soul lose your trust?
Wow.
Yeah, like it's a
big one.
Yeah.
When you started to take the opinions of the underworld ghosts over those of us who are with you all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that you were like, yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, it's not. I shouldn't do that, but I do it.
No, but I'm gonna do it again.
I'm gonna do it one more. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah. And also, Pure Heart, what would turn you into the old soul?
If I truly lost someone that was super close to me. Oof. I have never experienced real loss.
Which is why you're still pure of heart.
Which is why life is cakes and cookies and, I haven't started, baking things that are like, this will give your farm prosperity, but I need your firstborn.
Oof.
Yeah, whoa. I haven't gotten into that stuff.
That's a bargain.
Those are the recipes in the back of the book.
Yeah. All right. So we have answered all of our questions. We have built our coven. We've built the land that we live in. The last question, which is where we're going to end up wrapping up for tonight, is what trouble awaits us? And to answer that, we're going to draw a card from the tarot deck.
Awesome.
And I had shuffled it, and I am just picking through. I'm not choosing the top one. I'm going to choose one from the center. And it is the 8 of Pentacles. Just
cute
beautiful.
Cat.
Just
this is a
being
crazy
cute.
kitty.
Ooh, so happy.
We're going to go to Pentacles. I'm going to look it up, and it's going to give us a prompt. This is Swords. What page are you on?
P for Pentacles.
Thank you.
Haven't read the book, but
So nice of you. Okay. 21. 8. Despite their mistrust, the kingdom has had an endless stream of requests for us to fulfill. We'll each say one kind of labor the coven has taken on for the kingdom's leaders or general populace. The coin has been nice, but we're starting to fall behind. How can we put our lives back in balance? So I'm not even going to have us decide what labor we've been doing, because that will be the next time that we come in. It's all marked. It's ready to go.
Yes.
I hadn't shown this one yet. It's so pretty. Also, they're all just so pretty.
Wow.
So that is the first part of Wickedness. It is so robust, and I'm so glad that we decided as a group that we were going to be doing this part of it, and that I could have done it before, but I told them, like, I just think that building everything is so cool, and I think it's important for people to see that the process of building a character and a setting can be just as fun and rewarding as quote unquote playing the game, because I really feel like it's part of the game.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take a second. Let's do our moments of gratitude. What?
Oh yeah.
What happened today that you were like super jazzed about?
I'm not sure what editing happens, but I am so glad for the conversation about Bake Off. It is so wonderful to just wonderful. Let's talk about baking and nice people and like bringing that to the game is fun because then it actually helped me kind of develop the character. Because like, no, I've seen some nice older gentlemen on Bake Off who've seen some things in their lives, and they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna bake cakes now.
This is where I'm at.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that my favorite is when they do like the charity, like celebrity charity ones.
Yeah.
Because when James Acaster started baking, had a breakdown, bon appetit, I was like, I think I found who I am on Bake Off. It's somebody having a breakdown. Just like, I don't know what happened. It all got out of my hands. I can't. Yeah, I love when stuff that happens on the show that we can take a tangent as a group and just like, I felt like we were all invested in that conversation as well. Like it's what happens when you play with people at your table that you like. You know, don't be afraid to have those moments. Playing a role-playing game is just as much about connection with the people at your table as it is about playing it correctly. So like, please make sure that you take those moments of joy and vulnerability and like go off on tangents. I'm done lecturing you now.
I think my favorite part of tonight is probably that despite this, being a game of witches and magic and all that, and heavy potential heavy emotions and things.
Yeah.
It's very lighthearted for us. We've designed this now. There's some pretty heavy things that can happen.
Sure.
But like we sort of the three of us sort of leaned that direction. Nobody was like, all right, I'm going to be the one that says, there's monsters around every corner, and we all kind of had a feeling, and that feeling was, like you said earlier, very fairy tale.
Yeah.
This is a very fairy tale feeling thing that we've created, and I dig it.
I love fairy tales. I love it. I think it's maybe one of the reasons why I started telling stories in the first place was because fairy tales are so like woven into my background. And so I love any chance that we get to like, just like bring that out. What else do we got? Can there be, let's have a talking fox. What do we do?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hazel.
I also loved, friends, that we collectively were like, what if we made the bad guy capitalism? Just saying.
I'm not saying that I sent a payment to my taxes today, but I sent a payment to my taxes.
I'm just saying that I did payment to my taxes. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming on and playing with me today. Can you all tell us where we can find you on the internet and like plug anything you got coming up? I'm gonna start with the person who's below me on my screen, who I'm sure is not below me on the screen in what y'all are watching, because editing. So, Bryce, you start.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter at Bryce Bebop. I'm on Facebook. I made an Instagram that I never use. I'm pretty much just Bryce Bebop everywhere. And you can catch me on Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Zombie Orpheus Twitch, where I'm running a show called The Shattered Compass. And you could check out that website at theshatteredcompass.show.
.show.
Yeah, .show. See if you like it. I hope you do.
Yeah. And you should. You should like it. I'm telling you now. Just go like it.
It's super fun.
Go like it.
What about you, Bryan? Where can we find you?
I am on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, although similar to Bryce, I barely use my Instagram. It's mostly for eavesdropping on other people's Instas. As Bryan C.P. Steele. On TikTok and YouTube, I am Tales from a Professional Nerd, where I have my weekly YouTube show of where I talk at this camera and you see this setting, or I talk about how to make games and other game related things. Like, for instance, this week I'm doing the one chip challenge while I'm answering gamer related questions for the time while I suffer.
Spicy.
I believe in you. I don't.
It'll be good. It'll be fine.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Wouldn't be the first time that I cry on camera. So.
Oh.
I get very emotional on my show sometimes.
Sometimes.
Where I talk about how much I love the peoples.
Listen, we love a man showing an emotion. It's 2022. Mm-hmm. Men are allowed to show emotion. Don't suppress it. It's bad for your constitution. You heard me. I said it.
I absolutely
said
did.
it. Hi. I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Ko-Fi and TikTok at Pixies and Pins. You can find me on my website at pixiesandpins.com. You can find me here on Gen Con TV every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific on Sarah's Table. Next week, we are playing Nancy Druid by Ninth Level Games. And then we're going to have an epic crossover event with World of Chaldea for Actoroki the following week. And then I'm kicking off a 4-episode arc of The Crowned, which is an RPG that I am helping to write and produce. And we're going to be kickstarting it so soon. So everybody follow all my stuff and then buy it.
I'm buying a copy.
Yes, please.
It looks so good.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. But yeah, so follow me on all the things. And I would like to thank the two of you for being at my table tonight. It was so lovely. And I always love it when I get to play with people that I enjoy.
Oh,
we love you too.
Faux show.
So many kisses. I would like to thank Gen Con for giving me this platform where I can continue to spotlight indie games and hopefully get some eyeballs on games that don't get as much love as they deserve. I would like to thank my editor, Jeff Moore, for always making me look like I'm looking in the right place and that I know what I'm doing. It's very nice of him. We love you. I'd like to thank Marcus Mays, who is hitting the go button on the stream. Thank you so much, buddy. And I would like to thank all of you at home for watching. I just like doing the show, and I appreciate that people like it when I do the show. So, stuff. I'm sure there's more people to thank, and if I didn't thank you, it is not because I don't want to show gratitude for you. It's because that I have a broken brain. So just assume I thanked you because I feel all of the gratitude. And I hopefully will see you next week. So as always, keep making art and keep being art. We'll see you next time. Mwah.